If you're watching this video, you probably have your GA4 property in place. One of the first things that you likely did was to link your ads or other Google products to it, right? Of course you did, since it gives you the opportunity to import your Google Analytics conversions to your marketing platform. As with Universal Analytics, you get also specific reporting functionality, even though they're a little bit hidden. On the Advertising tab, you can compare the different channels at a glance. When connecting Search Console, you find a new report collection within your library. But this one you would need to activate first. Google Ads clients will find a new set of dimensions and metrics for your explorations. All pretty neat, but nothing fancy or new. Personally, I do hope that Google will add some more advanced and detailed reporting features. The groundbreaking change. One real groundbreaking change is the BigQuery connector, which is now even available for the free GA users. But even previous 360 users will get the advantage of the new data model that GA4 is using. But let's back up a bit. For those of you who don't know, BigQuery is Google's data warehouse. And as the name indicates, it is a tool where you can store petabytes of data. You can use SQL to transform and combine this data with other data sources. For example, your business resource planning system. The advantage of data warehouses is they flexibly receive and store data. If one of your data sources doesn't have a native connector to BigQuery, it is rather easy for a developer to build one. Or of course, you can use Funnel and its huge library of connectors to import your business and marketing data. Besides the standard data warehouse functions, BigQuery is also offering machine learning capabilities. So when you're not happy with the predictive metrics or the data-driven attribution model that Google provides you with, you can create your own. All you need is someone with some decent SQL skills. For example, you could create your own predictive customer lifetime value metric using the historical transaction data from your business system. Want to give users some more valuable product recommendations? No problem. Use the online signals from previous purchases to find products that are often bought by users with similar patterns. The possibilities for data explorations are endless, but be aware that BigQuery comes at its own cost. The exact pricing model is a bit too complex for this video, but you pay both for storage and usage of the data. But it's not as expensive as you might think. Long-term storage can be as cheap as 16 US cents per 10 gigabytes. But this is a video about a GA4, so let's get back to the topic at hand. What other advantages do you have by connecting GA4 with the other Google products? The other benefits. The answer is GA4 audiences. We have already talked about some of the upcoming content, but here we really want to emphasize the potential of this feature. The Google marketers among you are probably familiar with audiences, so why would you use GA4 audiences instead? First of all, the management is centralized, making it easy to share across all your Google marketing tools rather than having everything in silos. The second reason is you have better capabilities to target cross-device users. As mentioned in the UA versus GA4 video, you can use your own website's login ID to identify actual users rather than just the devices. And finally, the audience configurations are more advanced in GA4 than in the other products. In GA4, we can create audiences using predictive metrics, as we spoke about in the ML in Action video. Furthermore, you can add other relevant information for your business, whether you are using the custom parameters in your tracking, or you send additional information via data imports or the measurement protocol. This could be information like refunds, or user details like demographics from your CRM. Point being, the more data you have in GA4, the more refined your audience can become. Why an advanced audience? Now the big question is, why would you even need an advanced audience in the first place? Aren't Google algorithms so advanced these days that they can figure out the target audience themselves? Well, yes, they are pretty advanced, but in times of ITP and legal restrictions, those algorithms will need some help. As an example, think back to the classic marketing drawing board with a see, think, do, care model. Our imaginary outdoor gear shop is doing well, But we could be a bit better at customer retention, the care phase. And we have a new collection of premium hiking boots coming out. So we create an audience with customers that have been purchasing premium products before and that have been browsing hiking gear in the past few days. We add a bit of ML to the mix and select the condition to target users that are likely to churn. Finally, we add information from our CRM and divide the group into males and females. We now have the ability to reactivate potential high customer lifetime value users and even target them with gender-specific ads. You see, the possibilities are huge. But don't forget to test your audiences. Use the experiment function in Google Ads or DV360 to see if your audience is really performing better than the standard targeting. Or you can directly compare two specific audiences running on the same campaign. Or if you're confident that your audience is performing well, you can test different messaging against it. And don't be afraid to discard an audience that doesn't do well. One last thing regarding audiences in GA4. You now have something called audience triggers. It's an event that is fired once a user is categorized as part of a certain audience. For example, they browsed a specific page on your website. You can tell the Google algorithm to optimize a campaign towards that specific campaign. This might be especially interesting for non-e-commerce users. Link and start exploring. To summarize, one of the great selling points in GA4 is its improved integration with other products. But linking alone is not enough. Data analysts and engineers should explore the raw GA4 data in BigQuery and create predictions and other patterns on their own. The marketers among you should experiment with the different audiences. But in both cases, start with the low-hanging fruits. Don't get caught up in complicated SQL queries or extremely refined audiences which have only 10 members. It might sound like a paradox, but through its advanced technology, GA4 actually gives you more control in your analysis and marketing efforts. That concludes the last video in our series. I hope you enjoyed it and you can't wait to start exploring GA4. And if there's anything else you're wondering, reach out to the experts at Funnel or Bluebird.